Okay. And Mr. David, let's ask you another question here. There are so many different types of jobs in the National Guard. You know, I've seen the trucks going down the road. You need truck drivers. You need people to operate heavy equipment. Let's talk about what are some of those jobs.
There's over 200 jobs offered in the Kentucky Army National Guard.
Okay.
In our area specifically, we are an infantry unit, so we have a lot of infantry soldiers. We also have mortarmen. We also have people that do communications. We have people that drive trucks. We have mechanics to support those people that drive the trucks.
Right.
We have cooks. It runs the gamut. We also have engineers, you know, in the hazard area. There's just a wide offering of jobs.
Wonderful. Yeah, on an average, you might not know the exact number, but on the average of men and women serving in the National Guard in this area, it's got to be in the thousands, right? And still need more.
It is. There's always a revolving door of soldiers coming in and soldiers getting out. It's normally whenever somebody comes into the National Guard, they enlist on a 6-year term. So when their 6 years is over, you know, if they decide to get out, then, you know, we basically have to try to find one more person to basically fill their boots. And, you know, across our state, we have over 7,000 soldiers who actually serve within the Kentucky Guard. And nationwide, there are over 350,000 National Guard soldiers.
How does it work like this? You know, like when war breaks out and the president or whoever is declared a state of war. They send in the Army, they send in the Navy and things like that. When does the National Guard go in?
We basically go in when we get the call, okay? Normally, there's a planned process. The president will go through the governor, and the governor will mobilize the units that are going to be called to duty at that specific time, and from there we move into action.
And a lot of people don't realize this. When you're stationed somewhere or when you're sent somewhere, hey, Jens is right out in the middle of the jungle sometimes. You're just right there, right in the middle of the fight, the war, whatever. You know, like we've been in battle for last year or so over in Afghanistan and different places like that. And you guys are just sent there. I mean, here it is. Let's go, you know, at the drop of a hat. So you're so dependable. And the community shouldn't ever take that for granted. And there's different ways that we can get behind you and support you all. Like if you got something going on in the community, we stress to the people to back you up. You know, do you ever have like a recruitment day or anything like that?
We, as recruiters, we set things up in our respective areas. A lot of times we'll go to the local festivals. We'll have a little recruiting display set up.
Okay.
As we said earlier, we go into the high schools, and just there's a lot of variety of ways we go about and to actually try to get the National Guard word out.
That is so good. You know, on the number of men that's in uniform, what's a percentage of the women? Is the women right up there with the men? You know, hundreds of women that's volunteered and got in there?
To give you an exact percentage,
not exact.
I really don't know.
But
to give you a good kind of estimate,
right? I'd say the women are a lot less than the men, is what I'm trying to point at.
I would say close to probably 5% or less.
5%. So you would like to encourage the women to come on board too, because there's certain jobs like nursing and things like that, you know.
Absolutely, and to go on that note, in my personal life, my wife, she actually served in the National Guard as a truck driver, as well as my sister.
Wonderful,
so,
wonderful.
So it's definitely something that, you know, females can do.
Right.
You just can't be worried about to get a little bit of dirty and muddy and
right.
You know.
See, that was my whole entire point. I'm sure that there's a lot more young men today that's focused on maybe getting in the recruitment in the Army or the National Guard than the young ladies. And this could be such a career for young women today, serving their country and working for the United States. And you know, we got so many vast opportunities in the National Guard. You know, over 200 jobs, and those jobs need to be filled, you know, and people's trained specifically for that job, you know. Like if somebody's going to, you send people to school for certain jobs, or how does that work?
Yes, we do. Basically, going through the enlistment process, they will choose a job that they qualify for, and normally about 2 to 3 months after enlistment, unless they're a high school student, they'll go ahead and go on to their basic training and their job training. Mm-hmm. And once they come back, they should be qualified to do that specific job or trade, whatever